Good morning, everybody, or afternoon for some of you, late afternoon for some of you. Today, we are going to talk about my favorite wide world for sub-owners. So first of all, to make sure that we understand where everybody's at, there's one rule. The rule is you cannot disclose what brokerage you're with. If you do any kind of role playing where you have to say, this is Joe Blow, I'm with ABC Realty, do not use the brokerage that you're with. I don't want anybody to feel like they're trying to be recruited. So this is going to be a safe environment because we do have people that are either live or watching this on a recording that are from different companies. So to start things off, I want to find out where everybody is from. Nicholas, we'll start with you. And do you want me to call you Nick or Nicholas?
You can call me Nick.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. There's a reason I'm doing this. I do have a method in my madness. Holly Neely, where are you from? I wish we could hear you. I wish I could read lips.
I am in Kansas City, and I work both sides of the line since it goes right down the middle of our city. So I work both Kansas and Missouri.
Okay, perfect. Next, we have Denise Stover, who came an hour early. She was
right.
like so excited to be here.
A for effort, that's right. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta write this down. Pittsburgh. Okay, next we have Kelly Owens. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly, can you hear me now? That's you, Kelly. Kelly's on mute. Kelly, can you hear me? Okay, we'll skip Kelly. Robin, where are you located?
Bloomington, Indiana.
Bloomington. I should know that by now, huh? We're going to skip Kiara because we don't like her.
You know what they say about payback, Robert?
Oh, yeah. Where are you from? Where do you live?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, okay. Next we have Stephanie. I love your spelling of your name. S-T-R-P-H-A-N-I-E. Love it.
My bad.
Okay, where are you from, Strippany?
I'm from Toccoa, Georgia, right on the South Carolina line. I don't sell in South Carolina yet, but I will eventually.
So, what city?
Toccoa. It's T-O-C-C-O-A.
Okay, and what state is that?
Georgia.
Georgia. I should know this. I'm going to learn my geography after we're done. Jerry Lambie, where are you located?
I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Say that first, that city?
Appleton.
Appleton.
Green Bay. I'm sure you heard of that already.
Appleton.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, okay. Ooh, it's cold over there. Is it cold?
Not today.
Okay, good. Teresa Marchetti, I think.
It's actually Therese Marcatelli.
Oh my God.
I knew you would never get that.
Therese Marcatelli?
Yes.
Is that Italian?
It certainly is.
Awesome. You're my favorite person today. We're going to pick on you the most because Italians can take what we're going to do. Where are you from?
I am an Italian who lives in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, perfect. Greg Thomas, where are you located? Greg? Yo, Greg. Okay, we'll skip Greg. Latoya is in Arlington, Texas. We'll skip Latoya. I already know where you're from. Toma, you're in Dallas, Texas.
Correct.
Dallas? Okay, Greg, we'll come back to you. All right, the reason I asked y'all where you are located is because I want y'all to understand that the city that you sell in or the city that you live in doesn't necessarily mean that's where you need to market in. The license that I have, which is in Texas, tells me that the state recognizes that I passed the test, which is a beautiful thing. I'm surprised I passed it. And they will allow me to sell in the entire state. Isn't that crazy? So what you find out is that 99.8% of the realtors in the world only sell in their city, which is crazy. But yet the state says you're smart enough to sell in the entire state. So what we're going to do with this for sale by owner training is I'm going to show you how to get leads. Today is leads day. How to get leads in the entire state that you're located in. Now, some of you are probably thinking, how in the world am I going to list a house 5 hours away from me? I'm going to show you how to do it. Kelly, Kelly, can you hear me? Kelly Owens? Kelly? Okay, Kelly still can't hear us. All right, so there's 2 reasons that people don't go after the for sale by owner market. Let's pick on everybody first. I'm just going to pick on random people. Stephanie Burdett, do you go after for sale by owners?
I have not yet, but I recently took a for sale by owner CE class. I didn't want to just call blindly, so I took a CE class for some help.
Okay. What was the reason that you've never gone after for sale by owners?
That I never have. Yeah. I didn't know what to say. Okay. I didn't know how. I'm sure they would get calls by a ton of other realtors, and I wanted to be the one that stood out.
Okay. Greg Thomas can't hear us. I'm getting the auto feed. I can see everybody, but I can't hear anything. Okay, Greg, can you hear us? Greg Thomas? Okay, never mind. LaToya, have you gone after for sale by owners? Yes, no, maybe? Yo, LaToya? Okay, we'll skip LaToya. Holly Neely, do you go after for sale by owners?
Yes. Recently, I have started doing that. I actually started doing a book series where one of the books I produced has specifically how to get top dollar for your house. And so I haven't started marketing them yet or my postcards, but my concept was that I would drop by their house. I would put the postcards out specifically to people I knew were for sale by owners, put the book out to them and just say, hey, if you need any additional services or, you need some help along the way, here's a book to give you some pointers on how to go about things you need to know about selling your house, in hopes that, they'll call upon me first. I'll stand out, such as Stephanie said, to, be somebody who could list it for them if they feel like they can't do it alone. So that's the only thing I've started to do.
So from what I hear, it sounds like you're going to be a professional visitor.
Okay.
Is that right?
A what?
A professional visitor.
Yes, I guess.
How much money do you make driving to their house?
None.
How much money do you make driving back from their house?
None.
Awesome. Lyft is hiring right now. Uber is hiring. I would suggest getting a contract so that you can take people on the way to these for sale by owners and get people to bring them back. And I'm not picking on you.
No.
What I'm trying to do is to make y'all understand that you don't make any money driving. Nobody pays you to get behind that steering wheel. It's crazy. Unless you work for Lyft or Uber. Yeah.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because I'm like, okay, I want to find the best way to take this resource, that I do have, and utilize it in the best way. So when your class came up, I was like, okay, I've got this piece, but how am I going to go out there and make it the most efficient? So You're not picking on me. I'm fine.
One of the things that Stephanie said, hold on, before I die. one of the things that Stephanie said, the reason that she didn't go after for sale by owners is because she didn't know what to say. There's two reasons why people don't go after for sale by owners, and this is everybody. Number one, you don't know what to say once you get them on the phone. And number two, you don't have enough people to call. So here's what happens. You get you a list of, say, 25 or 30 people. You bomb on the first 5 or 7. Now you're left with 15 people, and you're thinking, oh my God, I've just screwed up these first 5 or 10. I've only got 10 left. If I screw up these, I'm unemployed. So your problem is not so much what to say. Your problem mostly is how do I get enough people to call? So now we're going to do a little screen share, and I'm going to solve both of those problems in this session. Today we're going to go after the problem of not enough people to call. So let's do a little screen share action. This view that you're looking at is typically where I make most of my phone calls to call for sub-owners. This is Panama City Beach. Right now I have 3 listings. I have a listing in Midland, Texas. I have a listing near Houston, Texas. And I have a listing in Sedona, Arizona. All of that happened from right here. Do you see that right there? That's about where I was sitting. I didn't drive to their house. So what I want y'all to do is I'm going to show you something real quick. Can everybody see this box? Can you see this white box on my screen? No, it's paused. Hold on. All right, let's try this again. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh, there it is. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
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 Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a program that you can buy, not from me, but I'm going to give you the name of the company. And all this is being recorded too, by the way. So don't worry about trying to take notes and keep up, because I'm going to see the recording at the end of today. So what you're looking at is a program that costs $27 per year to get this program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this thing works. So we're going to type in, we're going to give it a name. We're going to call it for sale by owner. Let's pick on Robin Young. Robin, are you excited? Robin, you sell in Bloomington, Indiana.
That's right.
So we're going to look up for sale by owners in Indiana. So I'm going to now go to United States. I'm going to go to Indiana, and we're going to look up for sale by owner in the entire state, not just in Bloomington. Because Robin, you're licensed in the entire state, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to make sure that they gave you a special license that you can only sell in your city.
No, I'm over that.
Okay, good. Next, we're going to go to housing, and then we go to for sale by owner. Make sure when you do this program, you don't click on real estate by broker. That's not for sale by owners. Those are people's listings. And then we click next. We're going to look up ads through Craigslist and Zillow. We're only going to look for results in the last 1 day, only 1 day. I want to show you what kind of crazy results we're going to get just in 1 day. Before I hit finish, Robin, do you think there's going to be a lot of for sale by owners?
Yes.
How many do you think there's going to be in 1 day?
30.
How many?
30.
30. That's a lot? Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. Oh my God. It paused again on me. Stop screen share while this thing is looking. I think every time you do
Screen share always slows it down.
yeah, I know. Okay, here we go. So what this thing is doing now is it's searching for all the for sale by owners that posted today from Craigslist and Zillow in the entire state. And it looks like it's finished. So Robin, you were close. In the entire state, we came up with 26 for sale by owners. And what you're going to find is that you don't have to do a search now on Craigslist. You can do it all through here. And this is the list. This is the ad right here to the right. Show contact information. And we'll do a little thingy. And there's the telephone number. So what happens is from here, what you're going to do is you're going to highlight everyone where you got the phone number. So let's just say that you looked at 5 of these. You're going to highlight them because you got the phone numbers. We're going to click on the first 5. That's 5. Then from there, you're going to export them into an Excel spreadsheet. You're going to say, what do you want to export? And I'm going to say only the selected ones, only the ones that I put a star by. And then it's going to ask me, okay, what do you want to see on your Excel spreadsheet? Okay, well, I want the phone number. I want the email address if it's available. I don't want the Craigslist email address. I want their personal email address if I can get it. I want the caption, which is right here. The description, don't really care about the description. The date, the price, the location, the category, I don't care about. There is no, this is not a car, and it's not, we don't care about the color. Then once you hit export, then it's going to create an Excel spreadsheet. From there, you're going to download the Excel spreadsheet into another program, which I'm going to show you all next week, where you can call all these people on a daily basis. Now, if I were to run this in the Dallas area, it would produce, well, let me just show you what kind of results you're going to get from Dallas, the Texas market. So let's do one for sale by owner, Texas. We do the same thing. And the beautiful thing is you can have multiple searches going on. You just create a new search. So here's Texas. I'm only going to run the Dallas area because this list is going to be massive. And I'm only going to run just in one day. I don't want identical titles because sometimes people will post the same ad twice. I only want it to show up once. And then we're going to hit finish. And it's going to run a search in the Dallas market.
Holy cow.
I know, it's crazy. Just in one day. Now this is one day's results, and I've only done one area. I didn't do the entire state. Just in one day, I have 107 results. That means 107 for sale by owners that I can call. So, Latoya, can you hear me? Latoya? Yo, Latoya. Okay, we'll skip Latoya. Stephanie Burdett.
Yo.
How would you feel if you had 107 people to call today?
I think that would be 107 opportunities. It'd stress me out though.
All right, so Now we need to teach you what to say, right? Because what I've done is I've showed you how to have more than enough people to call. So this is one way to get results. Now it's time for me to show you something else. We're going to do a stop search. And then Kelly Owens, can you hear me now? Kelly? Yo, Kelly.
I'm here.
Kelly, what city and state are you in?
Houston,
Houston, Texas.
Texas.
Okay. Houston's going to be large too. All right, so now I'm going to do another screen share. And I want to show y'all any questions on that program that I just showed you a few minutes ago?
You
Yes.
didn't
we're
say
in
the
the
name,
middle of it.
did you?
Say that again?
You didn't say the name, did you?
Oh, I'm sorry. The name of the website is cubixsolutions.com. cubixsolutions. cubixsolutions.com. All right. Now let's go to this. I don't want that. I want screen. I've got 3 monitors. What are y'all seeing right now?
Zoom.
Just a Zoom message.
The Zoom message.
Learn how to record your meetings.
Oh, that one. Okay. Awesome. All right, let me bring that over here. Do you still see it?
Nope.
Oh, way to go. Okay, let's try this again. This is what happens when you have 3 monitors. And there's a reason I do this. Okay, now y'all see it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Zoom.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to look up Google Alerts. What happened?
You didn't put the .com. Google.com/alert.
That makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hello. It's the first time I've used a computer. I don't get out much. All right, so the next thing I want you to do is I want you to look up, not right now, but later, is you can do what's called a Google Alert. And you create searches on Google Alert. Now, what I've got is I've got 5 different searches going on. I've got a for sale by owner. I've got a for sale by owner in Texas. I've got FSBO, Texas, home for sale by owner, Texas, and then, of course, tennis, because I want to keep up to date on anything that's tennis related. And what happens is anytime that anyone posts a for sale by owner ad on the internet, on the entire internet, I'm going to get an email from Google that says, here's a copy of this ad that somebody just posted. So this thing can be crazy. Like this one for sale by owner Texas, I get emails all day long because I set up an alert for anybody, for it to say, okay, anybody who posts an ad for sale by owner in Texas, I want to know about it. So as soon as they post it, I get an email. It's crazy.
Wow.
This is probably one of the best things I've ever done right here. Google Alerts. So it's google.com/alerts. The next thing I want to show y'all, I know we're going through this fast, but we're on limited time here. Oh my God, it's 1:25. Okay. Next, we're going to go to Craigslist. If you don't want to buy that program that I told you about, Cubic Solutions, I've got another way to do it. It's just going to take longer. So if you go to Craigslist, you're going to need to set up an account through Craigslist. So this is my account. And what happens is that you can create searches. These are my searches that are going on in Craigslist. I've got a search for sale by owners in Corpus Christi, College Station, Brownsville, Beaumont, Amarillo, Dallas, Houston, another one in Dallas. I don't know why I got a duplicate. Abilene, Austin, Waco, and Wichita Falls. And I'm going to click on edit. Actually, I'm going to create a search for you to show you how this works. Let's pick on Kelly Owens. You're in Houston, because Houston will get some good results. Houston, Texas. Kelly, you're in the right smack dab middle of Houston.
I'm closer to Clear Lake, which is south. So Houston will get you.
But Houston's the place to look, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. So now you're in Houston, and now remember, you're going to do this for your state.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to housing, go to real estate for sale. Then you go up here and you do real estate by owner. Then you're going to do a minimum price range. Kelly, what would be the minimum price range you would want to get a listing at for sale by owner?
That I want or that I would take? Two different things. So let's just do 100.
100,000. Okay. No max, right?
Nah.
Okay. And for housing type, condos?
Condo, duplex, flat, house, loft, townhome. I don't really want to touch manufactured, and nor do I want assisted living. Land's okay. Land's okay.
Okay, perfect. So now you've done all that, and then you update search, and you've got about 120 leads just for one day.
Wow.
Good morning. So then what you do is you go over here, you go to save search. And it comes down here at my list down here at the bottom. So I've got a list in Houston, which I've already got one. But let me just show you what it looks like. See this very bottom one right here?
Yep.
Okay. So then I'm going to go to edit. And I want to be notified by email every time somebody posts on Craigslist that they putting a house up for sale.
Cool.
And every day I get an email. So let me show you what that looks like.
Sounds like a lot of emails.
It is. But you got to create a filter in your emails so that it goes to one box.
Right.
So this is what I haven't added to my database. CL search. Here's the one for Corpus Christi. This is Corpus. So this came to my inbox because I labeled it for sale by owner Texas. And then here's another one that came on the same day. So what you do is you click on the house. If they don't have it listed, their telephone number, then you're going to hit reply. And since they don't have a telephone number, the only thing you can do at this point for this ad is to just send them an email.
Okay.
But let's look at this one. Here's a beautiful greenhouse for everybody that likes green. And we've got a telephone number, 210-825-4244. Okay, any questions on that? So what I've done is I've shown you 3 different places to get free leads where they're automatically going to come to you every day. Does anybody have any questions so far? Holly?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
The first program you were telling us about, the Cubics, whatever, where does that pull from?
That will pull from Zillow, Craigslist, I think Hot Pads.
Okay,
You
thank
can
you.
set it up to tell it where you want to pull these ads from.
Okay.
That's like $47. Let me look it up. It's cheap. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. CubixSolutions.com. That's it. $29 a year. Oh my God. You know, for that program, I'd pay $200 for it. I told the owner he was crazy for only charging $29 a year for it. I've never heard of anybody charging $29 for a program that people are paying $300 or $400 a month for Red X. Let's get them the same information.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so all of you have homework. Here's your homework. I want you to go to any of these 3 sources. You can do all 3. You can do one. It's your choice. And I want you to run a search for your entire state, not just where you live, of all the for sale by owners in the price range that you would want to sell in. Actually, let's change that. Let's do a minimum 100,000 with no max. Is everybody good with that? 100,000 minimum?
Yep.
Because at 3%, that's $3,000. So that means that's going to make you some money. So run a search for the entire week. So you've got from today, Monday, until next Monday, and I want you to report back to us how many leads you were able to get by doing these 3 searches in 1 week. Now, I've posted a video. Nick saw it. I don't know who else saw it, but it was a video that I did of a training back in January. One of the guys got 3,000 leads in 1 week. I did another training, and a guy in Miami had over 1,000 in 1 week. A guy in Chicago had 900 in a week. So remember, the 2 problems that people have, the 2 problems that realtors have, is that they don't know what to say and they don't have enough people to call. This is going to solve one of those problems. You will have way more than enough to call. So my question now is, if you have 1,000 people a week to call, what do you think your problem is going to be now?
How to call them all. What to say, how to call them all.
Okay. So
Overcoming laziness.
Say that again.
I'm not going to repeat it.
What'd you say? Did I miss it?
I said being lazy.
Oh, yes, that's a good point. There's a lot of people that are lazy. All right, so any questions on the homework? Now, if you don't do your homework, not good. No bueno. Jerry Lambie, any questions? Jerry, how long have you been in real estate?
21 years.
How many?
21 years.
21 years. Have you had a lot of experience calling for sub-owners?
I've sold a lot of for sale by owners when I bring them buyers. I'll contact for sale by owners with a buyer, and I've wrote a lot of contracts with for sale by owners with the buyers.
Okay. How many of you are trying to get the listing on the first call when you call it for sale by owner? Anybody? None? No, none of you try to do that?
Mm-mm.
You don't try to get the listing? Okay. How many times do you call it for sale by owner before you give up and say that they're a complete waste of time? Oh, come on.
4 to 8.
How many?
4 to 8.
4 to 8. Why is 4 to 8 the magic number?
They've either sold or they've gone with another realtor.
Okay, what if they haven't sold or they haven't gone with another realtor? How long are you going to keep in touch with them?
Usually, well, I don't know. I haven't. They kind of ghost you, just like paid leads.
Denise, what about you? How long do you keep in touch with a for sale by owner?
Probably somewhere in the 4 range.
Denise, we love the top of your forehead. I mean, it looks great.
I'm sorry, here. There you go.
So how many 4 to 8 for you two?
Yeah.
What would be the reason that you would give up?
I don't know if it's necessarily you give up. I think sometimes you lose track of things too. I mean, you're moving on to other things and then you forget to go back to it. So.
Okay. All right, here's my next question. What do you think the personality type is of your typical for sale by owner?
A.
A what?
A type.
A type A. Okay, anybody else have any ideas?
That's what I would say too.
A type A? Okay, we got 2 A's. Nick, what do you think?
I agree. Type A for sure.
3 A's. Holly, what do you think?
Definitely an A.
4 A's. Robin? A? Are you just giving in because everybody else is saying A?
No, I don't know what all the other types are, so
All right,
I don't know that I could judge a type because I don't know that.
let's assume that most for sale by owners have an A-type personality. Do they get offended very easy? Yes or no?
No.
No.
So can you be blunt to them?
Yes.
Are you going to piss them off?
Probably not.
Can you handle an A-type personality yourself?
Yes.
You can. I think that's a lie. I think all of you that said yes have just lied. The reason I think you've lied is because you haven't gone after for sale by owners. Because you're scared of what to say. And you're afraid that you're going to get offended, and so therefore you're not going to call them. Or you don't have enough people to call. Well, we just solved having enough people to call. So if they tell you to go to hell, which they will, realtors are scumbags, y'all don't do anything but put up a sign, and you don't do anything else, how are you gonna handle that? Nick, how are you gonna handle it? Nick, you're a scumbag. All realtors do is put up a sign and hope it sells.
Well, I'll try my best to convince them otherwise and point out 10 or 15 things that we do that maybe he's not aware of, he or she's not aware of.
Okay. So what Nick just said is that he tries to convince them. Now, let's go back to the type A personality.
They've already made up their mind.
Exactly. A type A personality cannot be convinced unless it's his idea. You can tell him anything you want. You can tell him that the earth is going to explode tomorrow, and unless it's his idea, he ain't going to believe you. But the way that you do this is you ask questions to the for sale by owner, and you do what I call paint them into a corner. Does anybody ever watch any movies where there's a attorney and he's asking questions to the defendant? Anybody ever watch those kind of movies? Yep. Have you ever noticed what happens in these, and I've even gone to courtrooms to watch them. They ask a question expecting an answer that they know is probably going to happen, and their next question is based on the answer that they knew was going to be given. That's how you treat a for sale by owner. You don't hit them with a bunch of convincing and talking to them, but yet you ask them questions. So what I like to do is tell people, and this is what I do in my one-on-one trainings, we get on the phone, me and that other person, and I listen to them make phone calls. And then they listen to me make phone calls. And what we do is we do nothing but ask questions. So we're going to do a little role playing. Who wants to be my guinea pig for today?
I'll be it.
Who's that? Kelly? Mm-hmm. Ooh, Kelly. Woohoo! All right. So Kelly, my goal of this first call, well, you'll see what my goal is. Okay? So just follow along with me. You can be a butthead if you want. You can be nice. Just, I don't care. You decide.
Okay.
Ring. Ring, ring.
You've reached the voicemail of Kelly Owens.
Okay, perfect. So I've been waiting. Hey, Kelly, this is Robert Russell. I was calling about your house for sale. Give me a call. I've got a buyer that might want to see it. 972-679-9029.
Cool.
I just hung up.
Yep. Okay, now I call you back because I want.
Okay, hold on. Did you call me back?
I did call you back.
You did or did not?
I did.
Okay, because we're going to do two different role plays now because I had to leave a voicemail.
Okay.
So you call me back.
Okay.
Okay. Ring. Let's go. Hello.
This is Kelly. You had left a message saying that you had a buyer for my home.
Yeah, I did. I was calling because I saw that it was advertised for sale by owner. How much are you asking for your house?
$199,500.
And how many bedrooms and bathrooms?
3 bedroom, 2 bath.
Okay, perfect. And as you know, I'm a realtor. I was calling because I have a buyer that might be interested. Do you happen to have a seller's disclosure you can send to me?
No, I don't.
Do you know what a seller's disclosure is?
No, I don't.
Okay, let me get your contact information. I will email you one, and if you'll just fill it out and send it back to me, and then I'll forward it on to my buyers. What's your email address?
It's kelly.owens@thekorealtygroup.com.
Awesome. My email is going to come from robertjrussell.com@gmail.com.
Okay.
All righty. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. I see what you did there, Jedi mind tricker.
Okay, here's what I did. The only thing I care about on that first call is to get Kelly's email address. I really don't even care how much it is. I don't care how many bathrooms it is. I'm just making conversation so that I can get to a situation where she'll give me enough information to get her email address. Why in the world do I want her email address?
So you can harass me on an email.
You dang right. I'm going to put you on an email campaign. My email campaign is going to last about 7 months. You're going to get an email from me every 4 days, but it's not going to be about selling your house, helping you sell your house. It's going to be a gradual dating process. So here comes my favorite question for all the females. Are y'all ready? Now don't be shocked at the question I'm fixing to ask you. How many of y'all are married, first of all?
I am.
I am.
I am
Not.
Who's not?
Holly.
Holly, okay. For the ones that are married, if your husband on your first date had told you that he wants to have sex with you on the first date, told him. Be honest.
What was the question?
What?
What was the question?
If your husband on your first date, y'all not married, it's just your first date, tells you that he wants to have sex with you.
Tell them to go find someone else.
Good morning. Does everybody agree with that statement?
Mm-hmm.
This is what realtors are doing. You're calling up a for sale by owner and you're asking them to have sex with you on the first date. You're trying to list their house on the first call. Dumb, 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 dumb. This is a dating process. You've got to date this for sale by owner before they trust you enough to list their house. Just like you went through a dating process with your spouse or a boyfriend or whatever before you committed on any kind of relationship like that. It's the same type situation. Now, going back to the phone call with Kelly, my whole goal is not to find out really how much she's asking, but to get her contact information so that I can send her an email and put her on an email campaign. Now, when she said she didn't have a seller's disclosure, I'm not going to send her a blank seller's disclosure, but I am going to send her my contact information with a link to where she can get it herself. Now, once I send that email to her and she replies, any emails from here on goes into her inbox, not to spam, because she replied. That's how emails work. If you just send out a blank email, it's probably going to hit spam, especially Yahoo. So once she replies, every email from me goes straight to her inbox. So the purpose of the first call is to get her email address so that I can set her up on an email campaign. The seller's disclosure is probably one of the best ways to ask for an email address, because now they think that you have a buyer. Any questions?
Yeah, you said that you don't send it to her. You show her how to get it. So are you sending her the link to Trek, or what are you sending her?
Well, it depends on where I'm calling, but I'm going to send her a link to where she can get it herself and download it.
Okay,
Where does that link go to?
Right.
To like a website where you can get a seller's disclosure. Usually like For Sale by Owner has them. ForSaleByOwner.com has the seller's disclosure. Just any place that I can find where they can get a blank one.
So in Texas, you would do Trek?
Probably.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so y'all understand why I said to get their email address, right?
Mm-hmm. So can I interrupt one more time?
No, you're limited to 2 questions per session. Okay.
I took someone else's question then.
Go ahead.
Should we get our seller's disclosure and all the other little cheater trick forms loaded to our website page so that we can direct them back to our website and just instead of a third party?
I think Trek rules is that you cannot provide forms to a non-represented seller from Texas. I think
but if it's the same in Tennessee, you can't provide it to somebody doesn't have a license.
That's why I sent them a link to somewhere else where they can get it themselves.
Okay, so you don't have a page with a link on you don't have anything on your website page that would direct them to a third party?
No.
Okay.
Remember, all I care about is their email address, not necessarily to provide them forms.
Okay.
The other thing I don't disagree with is people that deliver packages to for sale by owners and giving them CMA and giving them all this information. Number one, I'm not a professional visitor. I don't drive to go visit people. I'm going to do everything by email. Even my listing appointments are done by email. So let's assume that Kelly, let's assume that I called Kelly, I left a voicemail, and she didn't call me back, because that's going to happen. They don't want to deal with a realtor. They're not even going to call you back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call her back a week later. Kelly, I left you a voicemail. You didn't call back, so I need to call you now a week later. Play the game with me.
Okay.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Kelly?
Yeah.
Robert Russell here.
Who?
Robert Russell. I left you a message last week.
Oh, yeah. Sorry I didn't call you back.
Well, that's okay. Hey, I've got a buyer that might be interested in your house. I wanted to see if you could send me some information about your house so that I could forward it to them. Do you have a seller's disclosure you can email to me?
Do I have one?
I don't know. Do you? I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Let me get your email address and I'll send you my contact information. If you'll just reply back to that email and then attach that form and I'll get it to my buyers.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, and I've already got your email, so I'll send it to you now. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
So again, purpose of the first call, email address. The other problem a lot of realtors have is that they talk too much. Are there any type A's on this webinar? Kelly is a type A. I'm a type A. Anybody else? Anybody else? I guess me and Kelly are the only type A's in the group. Kiara's a type A. All right, so let's talk to the type A's. Kiara, if I call you and I ramble on and on and on, in your mind, when have you shut me off? I can't hear you.
Whoops, about 5 seconds after you started rambling.
Kelly, is that true for you too?
5 seconds is a little generous.
Okay, see, that's how I am. If you ramble, in my mind, I'm going to cut you off. I have no idea what you're even saying. I hear you, but I'm not listening. So remember that most of your for sale by owners are type A. You're trying to talk to them as if they're your personality. You're not talking to your personality. You're talking to a type A personality. They're very black and white. Get to the point. I've got things to do, and hang up and go away. Does that make sense? Kelly, is that true? On the personality type?
Absolutely.
Kiara?
Yep.
So what you've got to learn is how to get to the point, say what you got to say, and hang your ass up. What I tell people to do is get those little timer things, those little sand timers, and if your conversation is going past the time that you turned it over, you've talked way too long. Also, if you want to grab their attention, you have to ask questions. If you make one statement at all, you've lost the conversation. You've got to do nothing but ask questions. All right, Stephanie Burdett, I'm going to pick on you. If we can hear you. Okay, there we go. Stephanie, you have no idea what to say. That's what you told us.
Yeah.
Do you know what to say now? Yes.
I know I'm going to get your email address.
Okay, perfect. You're going to call Kiara. Kiara is a for sale by owner. She's also a type A. She's right in the middle of something, and she's busy.
So is this going based on your previous example?
Yes, that's what I want you to do.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
We have a school bus out front.
Look at the dogs. Okay.
Got my dog stirred up too now. They're looking at me like, where are they?
I don't know, my dog didn't even bat an eyelash.
Sorry, the kids are getting off the bus outside in front of the house.
Hold on. Nicholas, Nick, we're going to pick on you. Nick, I want you to call Kiara.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Kiara?
Yes.
Hey, this is Nick. I'm a local realtor in North Carolina. How are you?
Fine. We're not working with any realtors.
I understand that. Do you still have the house on the market?
We hung up already. I swear to God, this happens to me a lot.
All right, Brooke, what are you gonna do? She just hung up on your ass.
I just hear the word realtor and they hang up.
That is so
Call her
rude.
back in a week.
What?
Huh?
Call her back in a week, I guess.
Oh, let me tell you something. Here's the deal. I just showed you how to get 1,000 names per week.
Don't worry about me. Move on.
You've got 999 people left to call this week before the new list comes out. That's going to be emailed to you. Don't get hung up if somebody hangs up on you. Don't get pissed off. Don't get upset. Don't take it personal. Just move on and call somebody else. So, Nick, I want you to call Denise Stover.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Do you have your house for sale?
Yes.
How much are you asking for it?
$259.9.
Okay, great. How many bedrooms does it have?
4.
About bathrooms?
3.
Okay, that sounds great. Listen, I am a realtor and I have a buyer that may be interested in your house. Do you have a seller's disclosure form?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Listen, I'm going to send you an email if you can give me your email address, and I'm going to ask you that you reply back to me with that seller's disclosure form. Can you do that for me?
Well, I'm not sure we're really working with realtors right now. We're going to try and sell on our own first.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. How long are you going to try to do that before you decide to hire a realtor?
I'm going to give it about a month.
Okay. Okay. So you're trying to tell me that if I have a buyer, you're not interested?
No, not at this time.
Okay. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Nick, I almost lost faith in you on that one. You redeemed yourself. It sounded like you were going down the path that you wanted to get our listing, but then you redeemed yourself when you said, I've got a buyer. So I like what you said there. Denise, how did you feel about that conversation?
Oops. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of some of the kickbacks you get when you call for sale by owners that, you know, they want to try it on their own before they hire a realtor.
Okay. Nick, how did you feel about that conversation?
I felt fine under the fact that I did not get a email address.
Way to go.
You did good, Nick.
All right. So, does anybody have any feedback on what they would have done different on that phone call? Jerry Lambie, how would you have done that different?
I'm outside and all of a sudden it started pouring, so I'm having a hard time hearing. but it sounded really good what I did hear. I would probably have done the same thing.
Same thing, exactly the same way?
Yeah, if they don't want to, I mean, I've already called for sale by owners in the same scenario and they weren't interested in even having me bring a buyer, so I don't.
Okay. So that week of calling Denise has gone by. It's now time to call her back a week later. Nick, it's time to call Denise back a week later. Remember, on the first phone call, she doesn't want to work with a realtor. How are you going to handle it? Now, you don't have an email address either. So it's time to call her again.
Ring, ring.
Denise is on the phone talking to another realtor who just called.
I am. Hang on one second.
You're too slow. Nick, where the hell you been? She's been on the phone.
Yes, you've reached the voicemail of Denise Stover.
All right, Nick, go ahead.
Denise?
Yes.
Hey, you remember me? This is Nick Slotta.
Yeah, briefly, yes.
Yeah, I called you last week about your house. You still have it for sale?
I do.
How many showings have you had?
I've had about 5 showings.
Oh, that's great. How many offers have you gotten out of that?
You know, there's maybe like 1 potential offer.
Okay. Okay. Do you think it's going to come in strong?
I can't say. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, do you still have that seller's disclosure?
I do.
All right. Would you be willing to send it to me now? I think I got some buyers that might be interested in your house.
Sure. I guess I could do that.
Okay. Can I get your email address? Or I'll send you my email address.
Yeah, why don't you send me your email address and then I'll forward it to you.
Okay, and what's your email address? Never mind. My email address is nslaughter@abcrealty.com.
All right, great. I'll go ahead and get that forwarded over to you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Never mind. All right.
Kelly Owens. Kelly,
Yeah, I messed up there.
Kelly Owens, type A.
What's that?
I'm talking to Kelly Owens. We're going to do a little feedback on you, Nick. The type A's will be able to understand this. Kelly, what would you have done different with that phone call than what Nick did?
You allowed her to control the conversation. You didn't.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Exactly correct, on the money. She took that whole conversation away from you. If you don't take control of those conversations, they will take it away from you because they've got more experience in being a type A than you do. Kiara, is that correct?
Yep, 100%.
Also, do not wait on her to send you an email. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. You got to get her email address and you contact her. And what's going to probably happen is she probably won't even reply because a type A wants to be in control. And they don't want to be told what to do. And by you getting their email address, they don't even want to be told what to do and reply because that's given in. Remember, your goal on that first call, you're still on the first call with her because you didn't get her email address the first time you called her. So you're still on the first call because you didn't get the email address. The goal is to get an email address before you do anything at all, before you talk about how many offers you've had, anything. The email address is the most important thing you can do because the emails that you're going to send them are going to do your work for you in the background while you're calling them a week apart. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So my first email, after I get a seller's disclosure, the very next day after I talk to them, my email says, I forgot to ask you when we talked on the phone, if I bring a buyer, would you be willing to pay my commission? That's what my second email says. They're going to reply or they're not going to reply. If they do reply, they will ask, it depends on what your commission is. If I reply back and say 3 and they say yes, I'll pay 3, I've now got them at the halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I would ask my mother, can I go outside and play or something, whatever it was. She would say no. But I knew if I heard her say no, I could always convince her to say yes. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you can get them from no to maybe, because no always means maybe, maybe always means yes. That's my way of thinking. If I can get you to maybe, you're doomed because I'm going to get to yes soon. So if you can get them to agree to 3%, you're halfway there. Because if you're charging 6, you're halfway to getting that listing. If they say no, I'm not going to pay 3%, then you've got to go a different route. So you've got 2 routes to go. You've got a for sale by owner who's not going to pay any commissions, and you've got a for sale by owner who's agreed to pay 3. Okay, I can work both of those. But the 3 is going to be easier for me to convert than the one that's not going to pay anything at all. Does that make sense? Everybody? Okay, so, good God, it's 2:05. How did that happen? All right, so homework, again, go through your 3 lists, Google Alerts, Craigslist, Save Search, and Cubic Solutions, if you choose to buy that, and report back how many leads you got in 1 week. We want to hear based on what state you're in. Remember, you're not looking for leads just in your city. You're looking for sale by owner leads in the entire state. Don't worry about right now, how am I going to take a listing 5 hours away? I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay? Stephanie, you with me? You look kind of lost over there.
I'm with you.
If there's that many in Houston alone, the entire state of Texas would be daunting and never be able to get through that list.
Kelly, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
If I gave you $1,000 for every lead, for sale by owner lead you got in Texas, would you take me up on that offer?
I see where you're going with this.
Yes
Okay.
or no?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I live in Florida. Do you understand where Florida is?
Yes.
Panama City Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Over here. It's at the top of Florida. I just took a listing in Richmond, Texas. Do you know where that is?
Where Richmond is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right near Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how long it took me to drive there?
No, you didn't have to drive there.
Exactly. And you don't have to drive to appointments being in Houston either.
I'm just thinking about time on the phone.
What?
The amount of phone time you're on.
How many calls do you think you can make in one day?
I don't think I would get through the list. If I did all of Texas, I wouldn't get through the list.
That's a good problem to have. At least you're not going to run out of names.
That's true. Okay.
How many? Okay, let's back up before we skip, because I want to pick on you for just a minute. How many names do you think you would have in 1 week if you worked the entire state of Texas?
Well, if you're looking at 104 just in the city of Houston alone,
yep.
You know, there would be thousands. I mean, I could hire a VA.
Give me a number.
Let's say 15,000.
Okay, 15,000 in a month or 1 week?
One month.
In 1 month, 15,000 in 1 month. There's 30 days in the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
30 days in the month. Let's say you only work 20. 15,000 divided by 20 is how much?
300,000. Or wrong button.
15,000
divided by
20 days in the month.
750.
750?
Yep.
What if I can show you how you can call 1,000 people per day?
And continue to manage our existing pipeline and show houses and go to closing and do everything else that needs to be done?
No, we're gonna move on to something else called a transaction coordinator and a buyer's agent.
Okay.
But if you could devote, let's just assume that all you do is call 1,000 people per week. Do you think you could do that if I could show you how to do it?
I don't think I would want to do that.
Okay. But
I mean, to be honest, because half the fun is getting out and interacting with the clients, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't want to be stuck at dialing for dollars.
Okay, but is that a good problem to have, is having too many people to call?
No, that would be a great problem to have, and I would end up getting a VA to do my dialing for dollars instead of me.
Right.
I would utilize that.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you have that many names, now you can be more selective in what price range you're going after.
Right.
Instead of going after 100,000, you can start at 200,000.
Right.
You just doubled your income by increasing your price range because you got people to call.
Okay.
The problem that most realtors have right now, they're so hungry for anybody, they'll go after the $50,000 listings. I'm saying screw that. Get a bunch of names and be selective on who you're going to call. That's what we're going to go over. Okay, so run the list. Trust me on this. Do the entire state. I want y'all to report back to me how many leads you were able to get in 1 week. Okay? If anybody has any questions after this session, call me. 972-679-9029. And this is being recorded. So I will be posting this to YouTube, and I'll email each of you the YouTube link so that you can go back and watch this wonderful video again on how we got verbally abused by Bubba Russell. Okay, well, that's it for today.
All right. Thank you.
Y'all have a good week. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.